Hey, what's up guys, it's Graphic Phoenix back with another video today. And today I'm going to be filming a veiled chameleon care video. First, two things I want to mention is, one, do not use solely this video for all your care on your chameleon. I strongly recommend doing a lot of research. This might help you guys out, but this is just some background information and not super in-depth. As well as, number two, I said in yesterday's video, for those of you that are watching every video, that this was going to let you into my personal life, and this is not actually the video that I'm making. Tomorrow, hopefully it'll be up. It actually will take me a little bit to make, so it's a little bit of a bigger project, and I don't want to like half-ass it, so today I'm in a little bit of a rush, and I have work later on tonight, so I just need to get this video done. That's what I'm going to do. While it might not be everything everybody hoped, hopefully that will be coming out tomorrow. So let's get started. First off, as people may know, this is Rango, the super translucent veiled chameleon. He is about 4 or 5 years old, and for males, their expected lifespan is anywhere from like 7 to 10 years, and for females, it's much shorter, somewhere in between 3 to 4 years. And this is my male Rango. He is awesome. Their care requirements lead them to be somewhere around an intermediate pet. I don't really recommend them for beginners, but I suppose if you do a ton of research and have the perfect setup for them, you'd be fine. For those of you that don't want to take the risk, I strongly recommend getting into reptiles before you decide picking up a chameleon, because they really aren't the most amazing pet. Some of them aren't so social. My female Kula, if you look back like a year ago, she was not very friendly whatsoever. Rango and his son Kai, which is right there, both are quite friendly and quite sociable, but that's not always the case. So cage requirements, you're going to need at very least a 18 by 18 by 36 tall cage, and that's inches. I'm not going to do the centimeters conversion. That's the very least. That's even a little small for Kai because he is a male. Generally, males are recommended to have the same size of cage as Rango, which is a 2 foot by 2 foot by 48 inches tall. That's generally recommended. Gives them enough room for roaming around and hanging out. Another way to get around that is actually putting like a tree in a window and letting them free roam. That's also a great way to socialize them. Temperatures, you want to be ranging at the basking spot in and around 90, and everywhere else in the cage between like 77 and 75, so high 70s. And at nighttime, you don't want it to get any cooler than about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. These guys are primarily insectivores, however, they do sometimes eat their plants in their cage. That's why you always want to make sure you have safe plant. This is an umbrella plant, and it's completely fine for them to eat. As you can tell, Kai actually goes through here and does his own gardening, so I don't have to worry too much about it, which is kind of nice because that's just less work on me. And actually, I'm going to be redoing Rango's cage and making a video about it, so don't worry, about setting up a chameleon cage. And I actually have a nice big, I think there's like 4. And see how in there's only 3 sticks? In the other one that I got for Rango, it's like 4 or 5. And it'll take up most of the bottom of his cage, and then of course it'll grow. Which brings up another point, is that you never want to keep these guys together. Even if it's a male and female breeding pair, you always want to keep them separate, just because they can do a number to each other, and if the female doesn't want to breed, she won't breed. And males, of course, will fight and be very territorial, so you never want to keep them together, and it's a good idea to not. Now, when these guys are babies, you can check my videos for the babies that I had. I actually bred Rango with my female Kula, and I had 30 babies, or 24 babies, something like that. And they all were perfectly healthy. I ended up selling them, and it was awesome. I did make a couple videos about it, so you guys can go check those out. Babies, you're going to want to feed obviously smaller crickets and a little more often. When they're hatchlings, I feed them fruit flies, and then as they get older, I increase obviously with size, like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week crickets, and that's generally when I sell them, is around 3 week crickets. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're getting a chameleon. Obviously, you don't want a giant cage for a little baby chameleon, but when they're full grown, you definitely want an appropriately sized cage. Now, feeding wise, like I was saying, they are insectivores, so you do primarily want to feed crickets. Of course, if you live in the UK or in the States, you can feed them dubia roaches, you can feed grasshoppers, you can feed waxworms, not as a staple diet, but as a treat. Rango loves hornworms, so that's something I like to feed him, as well as superworms. He takes those like a champ. Now for watering, you can see the leaves are a little bit wet here. There's some reflection. That's what you need. You do want a ton of foliage and have a misting system, which I have up top there, as well as above in the light system there with Kai. And that goes off every couple hours, just misting them for about 30 seconds. That's completely subjective. If you live in a drier climate or if your cage dries out faster, obviously you want to mist them more often because this is where they get their drinking water. If you get a chameleon that drinks from a water bowl, like standing water, you are very, very lucky. I have caught him drinking from down there in the bamboo place, like where the bamboo sits, a couple times, but it's not very often. The easiest way I find to do it is just start misting them for like 1 to 2 minutes with a mister, and they'll generally start drinking the droplets that just form around their mouth. That's the easiest way to do it. That way you know that they're getting water and everything like that. That's by far the easiest way to do it. However, a misting system is of great benefit. I believe that pretty much covers everything. Caging, lighting. Oh, of course you want to have UVB, which is back there, and these are both heat lamps right there, and it's fairly warm right there, so he can definitely process all of his meals. Now, I didn't want this to be too long of a video, but I hope you guys enjoy. If I didn't cover anything, of course, leave it in the comments down below. I'll always answer, you guys know that. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like down below, and in the comments, answer this question. What is your favorite food? Now, it can be an ingredient, it could be anything. Just what is your favorite food? I'd have to say mine is, I really like my mom's spaghetti. I really like her lasagna, so I'll just go with lasagna. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel for these May Madness videos. We're coming down to the end. It's May 21st today, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed the May Madness videos because they are very fun to make. While they are time consuming, they're still very fun. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys with some basic info about chameleons. If you're wondering more, I'll leave a link on Rango right now with my chameleon care video that goes more in depth into each aspect. I hope you guys click that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Graphic Phoenix, out of here.